All right. Welcome, everybody, back to another edition of Chairgatin. I'm your host, Rattlesnake, coming at you live once again from Austin, Texas. I am not joined by my co-host, Dakota, because he doesn't have internet right now. Apparently, he's going to be coming on later. We'll see. But right now, I'm with the boys from Stock Car Spectacle, another NASCAR podcast. What's up, guys?
What is going on? Glad to be here, man.
Yeah, man, this is gonna be an exciting show for sure. Happy to be here.
We got a lot to talk about with the Roval. We got another Harvick fan, unfortunately, on the show, so let's get into it. What's up? It's Chairgatin coming at you live.
Hello, come right in. Rock, flag, and eagle.
So, like I said, we are co-hostless. Dakota will be joining at some point tonight. We'll see how long that takes. But for now, I have another Kevin Harvick fan here to, should we wait for Dakota to get into the Harvick thing? I feel like maybe we should.
It's just going to be painful for him to talk about, really. So, might as well, just so I'm not alone.
Yeah, I'm going to love to see that pain come through Dakota. I don't know if you're going to be like apologizing, defending, but a lot to say about Kevin Harvick and Chase Elliott. We finished up Roval, and it was pretty crazy. Normally, anyone that listens to the show knows that me and Dakota are not big road course guys. Dakota says he's not, but every time we have one, he goes, dude, man, that was the best race all year. So he's like kind of a road course fan. I'm usually not, but when we get this late into the playoffs, of course, excitement will happen. What did y'all think of the Roval? Are y'all normally road course fans and liked this one, or just good, bad? Where are you laying at this one?
Yeah, I've always liked the road courses. You know, before we only had two with Sonoma and Watkins Glen. I like the addition of a few more. I'm not a big fan of like all seven, maybe bring it down to 5. I feel like that's a good number, but I love the Roval. I feel like every year it puts on amazing racing. And this year, the Cup race was phenomenal. Saying that as a Kevin Harvick fan, I loved it.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you guys, with you and Dakota. I'm not the biggest road course fan. I do like the Roval and I like Watkins Glen, but I'm not a big fan of all the other ones. And I think 7 is a bit too much for our schedule. I'm thinking 4-year tops, but that's
where I'm at. I'm at. I've said 4, I think, for a while.
Yeah, 4 is a good number. I like the addition of the Roval, though, because the Charlotte race in the fall, I think Dale Jr. kind of said it. That's just when it was the night race. It was kind of one lane racing, can't really pass there. So it's the addition of the Roval. It just brings out that excitement level, and I've enjoyed it. It's one of the few road courses that I've enjoyed over the past couple of years.
Well, especially this race. This one was good.
Yeah, this one. Good. There was a lot of action in this one.
Like I said, when you get this late into the playoffs, and you know there's a couple openings still left to be made, shit was gonna happen. It always makes it more exciting. And I know a lot of people hate the playoffs system, the point system, but it does make for exciting racing when there's just multiple battles, even in the back of the field, where it's like this guy needs to point his way in, and we're watching somebody in the back, like a Chase Elliott or a Kyle Larson, have to work his way all the way back up to try to get in. Crazy ending. I know, Nick, are you a Matty D fan? I know you're wearing the hoodie.
Yeah, I do like Matt DiBenedetto, and I'm also a Denny Hamlin kind of guy.
Okay. So how do you feel about Matty D in this race?
See, for Matty D, I think he's proven to be a very good road racer. He did hang around in the back for much of this race. I was kind of concerned speed-wise. There is a good portion of this race. He was riding around 25th to 30th, and then he played the strategy, stayed out on the older tires, and he came away with the top 10, which I was really happy for. And the whole situation with Matty D kind of sucks. Because ever since Jonathan Hassler came over to be his crew chief, they put the results together, but it's a little little too late there, but yeah, he's a good road racer.
We'll see what happens to him. Yeah, we'll see what happens. He might. There's some new teams. We'll probably talk about that in a later episode. So you never know. He might have something lined up. But just wanted to give the audience kind of better understanding for what y'all do, what y'all's podcast is about. So, Ian, what is Stock Car Spectacle about?
So basically, we're all from the Chicago.
Other than being big time Noah Gragson fan, but which
yeah, right. So we're all from the Chicagoland area. So it's me, Nick, and Mike Gamble who couldn't make it on the show tonight. But so being in the Chicagoland area, it's really hard to find people that like NASCAR because you're in the Midwest. South, you'll find Dale Earnhardt shirts everywhere.
Right.
But me and Nick, we were actually in a journalism class together, and I was thinking about starting a podcast, and I saw this guy wearing a Daniel Hemrick hat. Like when Daniel Hemrick was in the Cup Series, he had the RCR hat on. Yeah, the number 8.
I was like, cat probably. Yeah.
And I was like, okay, like, he could have been wearing like a Jeff Gordon hat or a Junior hat, but that Daniel Hemrick, like, that's a really obscure driver. This guy knows
this guy.
Yeah, this guy knows his NASCAR. Okay.
What kind of psychopath is rocking a Daniel Hemrick 8?
And then I found out this guy was also a Trevor Bayne fan too.
Yeah, the story. Well, that Trevor Bayne is the reason I got into NASCAR. Like my dad watched racing for before I was even born. He was a senior fan, and then he was a Dale Jr. fan. And it was a 2011 Daytona 500. He wanted me to sit down, watch a race with him, and I was like, because before that, I was kind of that stereotypical like NASCAR doesn't like it, like all they do is go around and make circles. So I decided I decided to watch a race with him, and it happened to be the 2011 500. And then I see Trevor Bayne win, and I was like, that's pretty fucking badass. And then I was like, you know what? That's it. That's my guy right there.
What a rough road.
Did not pan out well for me.
Oh, really? Did it not?
Did not pan out well for me, but he was a super cool guy. Every time back when we used to go to Chicagoland all the time, he was always super cool because he was kind of just surprised that there was somebody at the racetrack who was wearing his stuff. So I kind of got like VIP treatment pretty much, and then I spent a lot of money on door panels, which my parents weren't too happy about. But if I was going to be a Trevor Bayne fan, I damn well was going to be the biggest one out there.
Why were you rocking a Daniel Hemrick hat? Where the hell did this come from?
So Trevor Bayne, he lost his ride in 2018.
Is it just like the less wins guys have, the more you like them?
I like the underdogs. I've come into this.
It's not even underdogs. They just don't win races.
They just don't win.
Daniel Hemrick never won a race.
Hence him wearing a Matt DiBenedetto sweatshirt.
That's what I was going to bring
up. So it went from Trevor Bayne, then it went to Daniel Hemrick. It went to Daniel Hemrick.
At one point you were a Bubba fan, and then last week you're like, well, shit, now I can't be a fan of him anymore.
Yeah, right. But I don't know why I even jumped on the Hemrick train. I was like, well, Trevor's out. Need a new smaller dude to root for, and I was like, Daniel. Hemrick,
this guy's never won a race.
This guy's never. Yeah, so
I will say I do have a Daniel Hemrick koozie because I thought it would be funny because I knew he was not going to last, and I was like, well, this is going to be vintage real quick. It was cool though because Daniel Hemrick was the guy that they brought the 8 back for.
I brought it back for him, and
I think it's like a Reddick thing, but it's like he was the first guy back in the RCR 8. So that was cool. It's cool that you have some merch from that at least.
Yeah, I have some merch from that at least. It sucks it didn't pan out the way it did, but when you got a guy like Tyler Reddick sitting there, it's hard not to move him up. But Hemrick, he came to our campsite at Chicagoland one time because I tweeted a picture. I had his flag waving up. And I said, come stop by. And like I tagged him in it on Twitter and everything. I didn't actually think he was going to show up.
Yeah, he probably thought you were trolling. He was like, I don't have fans. This is bullshit.
So I was just chilling. I was grabbing a beer from the cooler. And then I see this guy drive up on his golf cart. I thought he was a dude coming to like pick up the trash or something like that. Then I get a closer look at him. And the first thing I said this straight to him.
You
I was
said,
like,
"Hey, Danny Heinrich, trash is over there, bud. Thanks."
I literally stopped. I looked him dead in the eye and said, Daniel Heinrich, what the fuck are you doing here? Like,
That's
I
a
didn't
really
know.
good question.
I didn't know what to say. So no, that was a cool moment.
I have heard he's a very nice guy, though.
He
He's
was
very nice. I
very
rip on
nice.
him, but I hear he's very nice. He
Very
has a
nice
lovely
guy.
wife, so I don't want to.
almost got to see him win in person in Atlanta this past summer. Thought he
Before
had
Kyle
it,
Busch ruined that.
and then Kyle Busch ruined that. And then the reason behind the Matty D stuff is just I don't even know. After Hemrick got booted from the 8, I was like, I've always liked the 21 car, so I was like, fuck it, let's ride.
The Reddick just looks too promising for you to cheer for. So
Looks
yeah,
way
you had
too promising for me to
Yeah,
cheer
he
for.
might
And
be
then,
able to
and then, Matty D, I didn't win any races either. So
and then he loses his ride. And
then he
perfect
loses his
time.
ride. So I have bad luck with that. So then
Wow.
finally, about halfway through last year, I was like, you know what? Fuck this. It's time to start rooting for a guy who can actually win. And that's when I jumped on the Hamlin train.
Okay.
And I've gotten to see a driver that I pull for win. So
It's interesting. You didn't pick like a young, talented driver like a Ryan Blaney or a Chase Elliott or even a Reddick or Kyle Larson, like guys that will be in the series for a long time. You picked Dan. You picked one of the oldest guys there.
Jumped on the Hamlin train. I do not have a prospect lined up for when he retires, but it's been a wild ride. So yeah,
you might have a couple more years. You might be able to find another talentless guy to cheer for here soon.
Oh
Does
shit!
this work?
Here
Oh my
we
god,
go.
the boy is alive.
Yes,
Can y'all
we
hear
are.
me? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Son of a
Unfortunately,
bitch,
we
dude.
can hear you.
I
Fine.
literally drive down the road and come over here and I have a perfect reception. I'm in my boy's hotel room. I'm annoying him. He's trying to talk to his kids and stuff. It's a nightmare.
You are a piece of shit.
Basically, found out that this guy was just a real NASCAR fan. Like, all right, let's start that podcast together. Met Mike Gamble at Chicagoland Speedway, and we just hit it off, and it's been great ever since. We're like 2.5 years strong right now with this show.
Is there any? I know some of the podcast guys we'll talk to are like, oh, we like to focus on betting or news, or is there anything that you think that y'all focus on? Like me and Dakota focus on just being white trash,
right?
So I don't know if there's something specific.
That's highly accurate. That is highly accurate.
So basically, we kind of like break up our show like into like a race review. We'll start off with, and then we have another show called Ian's Pit Stop, where we'll kind of like bring up like kind of early season news, rumors that are going on, and all that stuff.
Hey, Cody.
And then we'll go into Kinzel's classroom where Nick, he'll kind of like grade the drivers from the previous race, or we'll kind of like do the playoff predictions, who we think is out, who we think is in for the next round. That's probably our best show. I love doing that one. Nick always does a good job setting up the rundown. And then we do.
And he's completely unbiased because none of his drivers will ever win. So I
already jumped in that Daniel Hemrick Matty D talk.
Oh, we've been talking.
It got so bad he became a Hamlin fan.
Right, that's where we just got to. I was like, wild road for Nick.
Out of nowhere.
And then we got a race preview too, where we just kind of like preview the upcoming race, make our predictions for the truck, Xfinity, and Cup race. And then Mike, his last name is Gamble, and so he'll always do the gambler's picks. Who's your best driver to put money on for the race?
It's quite catchy, honestly.
It really is.
Quite catchy.
It works out pretty well.
Nice.
That's usually how
awesome.
we break up our show.
Well, now that Dakota's finally here, Dakota, why don't we do a little shout out to Yeats, our official sponsor, Yeats.
Hey,
10% off discount code Chairgatin.
I mean,
YeatsOfficial.com. Very affordable, a lot of fun.
We had our boy Nick at Atlanta rocking a pair. Where's yours at, Nick? Did you bring him to college with you? I'm sure you'd be getting all the girlfriends by now.
Oh man, can't do that.
He's taken.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you'd be knocking off the ladies from being your girlfriend.
Yeah, right. Yeah. We're also brought to you by Yeti. Link in the description below. If you want to buy anything Yeti, just use our link. It's the only way you should buy Yeti.
Oh man,
That's the only pitch I have for Yeti. So Dakota, they were just essentially recapping what their podcast is about, what their show's about.
Well,
We
I'm
talked
glad
a
they caught
little
you up to
bit.
speed. These are
We
my
talked-
Chicago boys.
Yeah, Chicago. Yeah, it's pretty far north.
Hey, y'all all came to Atlanta for your first time this year.
Yes, we
Oh.
did. Yep,
Hey.
drove out 12 hours to go see your ass.
Hey, just that's how
See,
we do
they're
it.
closer than I am to you, Dakota.
Yeah, I mean, look at y'all.
Yeah, I'm like 16 hours, I think.
Holy
At least.
shit.
I don't know how y'all do it, dude.
Yeah.
I'll give it. You did fly.
Yeah, right. I looked it up and I was like, nah, I'll catch that flight. Cool. Yeah. So we were just kind of getting into Roval drama.
Oh my
what
God,
happened
dude.
at the Roval.
Dude.
I wanted to wait for you to talk anything Harvick, obviously.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God, Cody. So, anyways, we'll get there. We'll get
This
there.
is the best line ever. For
Cody,
anyone listening on the
bastard.
audio,
Damn it.
Cody
Bastard.
Powers, from one of our favorites NASCAR podcasts. Dakota, you want to give them a shout out?
Oh, shout out the Left Turn Cole and their unbiased opinions.
Cody Powers says
They're awesome.
Kevin Harvick also supports yeets. He yeets himself into walls. That's the best comment this podcast has ever had. Thank you, Cody. I love it. I love every minute of it. Dakota, why don't you get some things off your chest?
Yeah.
Should we go there? Or should we talk about how the Roval was like probably the best road course of the year?
Was it the best road course in the year?
I mean, I will go ahead and petition that this was awesome. Like the Roval has not disappointed. I mean, I give it to you. Like last year was like, whatever. But I think it's like 3 for 4 of a badass road course.
So, okay, here's a interesting take on the Roval. All right. And I said before you came on, it was an incredible race. Loved it from, it was just a good race. But is the Roval all around a great road course, great race? Or is it just because like stage 3 kind of late, there's a lot of craziness happening? Is the entire race as good as we're hyping up the end to be?
So that's a good mention. Is like, was it a good race or was just the playoff drama making it so spicy?
I mean, for me, I'd have to say it was almost that playoff drama that kind of made it spicy. Because not gonna lie, stage 1 was kind of stage 2 is but once the Kevin and Chase shit started to go down,
that's kind of my point.
Look, in stage 1 when Chase Elliott was running down AJ Allmendinger and like he's trying to get the stage point. I thought AJ was going to literally like put up a fight. We kind of let him go by. But I was literally like, okay, this is some good racing. But then I also feel like maybe this is a must go to visit race for if you're seeing it in person, you're probably seeing battles we're not seeing on TV covered.
I will say I watched road course racing live, and they usually just fucking suck because it's hard to watch. Like they're doing turns left and right; it's all over the place.
Hey, I've been to Road America 3 times. Try going to that 4-mile track.
Exactly, I can't imagine. But the Roval, I will say, since it's set up like the oval and you can sit in the grandstands, it's probably the best road course race to watch in person.
Like scenic wise,
you can watch the entire thing happen. That's very rare for a road course race.
Yeah, I actually, me and Mike and my buddy Patrick, we went to the Indy Road Course race this year for the Cup race, and we were sitting in the oval turn 4 kind of section, and we got to see them coming down the front stretch, going down in that first turn there. It was amazing. We had such great spots there.
I've seen your video when like Chase Briscoe gets punted off the grass.
Yeah, when he goes through the grass there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy, man.
But see, yeah, that's another thing. Is like if we put the Roval in the middle of the season, do we even care about this race?
I was just about to bring that up. Yeah,
I think we've always needed a road course race in the playoffs, and this one is perfect.
And yeah, I agree with what Cody says here. It's like, and what Dakota was saying, if it's in the middle of the season, I don't know if I'd care as much. I think the Jeff Gluck poll would be a lot lower. I think people would be like, it was an entertaining enough race. It wasn't bad, but there wasn't anything crazy about it. But when you put it as a cutoff playoff race, that's when it takes it to the next level. It's going to do that for any race, really, but I think it's good to do it for the Roval because, like I said, it might be not as exciting in the middle of the season.
If we
so
put
they get
Watkins
good use out of
Glen
it.
in the Roval spot, do we see the same race?
Oh, can you imagine Watkins Glen in the
Yeah,
playoffs?
That would be beautiful. I would be all for that.
But see, I wouldn't because I like Watkins Glen enough already, and so it can just stay as its own thing, and I will enjoy it. If you flipped it with the Roval, Watkins Glen sure would be like 10 times crazier, but would it ruin the Roval and just be kind of a whatever race?
Right. I just kind of think of the Daytona road course, like how they kind of brought that in last year to kind of substitute for one of the
Not a
races.
big fan of that.
It was kind of like a and I think they realized that and didn't put it on the schedule. You know, they had it for the Busch Clash or whatever earlier this year, and that was about it. Next year, it's not even on the schedule. I think they thought, okay, that's not as hyped up as we thought it was going to be.
That's enough of that.
Yeah, exactly. No, Daytona should be the super speedway, and that's it.
I totally agree.
100% agree.
Yeah, leave the Daytona road course to the IMSA sports cars.
Well, NASCAR wants. NASCAR is desperately trying to be that. So
soon to be your new.
Yeah, they're going in the right direction if they want to go IMSA racing. So
hey, we did try Underglow, so fuck it.
Exactly. I brought that up. I think in a tweet. I was like,
spin out.
What's up?
The next gen. I mean, I guess I forgot to mention we'll have a next gen segment, but Bubba's spinning out today at the Charlotte test.
Everybody's spinning out.
Yeah,
I saw Busher wreck.
Next gen.
I saw Busher wrecked his car.
Busher nicked the wall with his nose. I mean, we'll get there. But fucking Roval, man. I feel like this is perfect though. Again, one thing too is like should we have the Roval and Talladega separated? Or are they good in the same segment?
I love this round. I think the round of 12. The round of 12 is one of the best rounds that there is.
I love it, but I feel like Las Vegas is just kind of there. And
Vegas is kind of there, and then we set up for fucking craziness at Talladega, and then you just don't know what's going to happen at the Roval either. I think it's awesome. I think the round of 12 is probably the best round in the playoffs.
Yeah, and it
just makes things crazier for Vegas.
Yeah, it does make like Vegas like so crucial. Like, hey, I need to win this race because I don't want to go to Dega like this. But it makes the third round so like is like we go to Texas next week and then we go to Kansas, which has given us up and down.
Hey, Kansas is good. People sleep on Kansas.
Kansas has given us good races, but then Martinsville, the barn burner it can be, is perfect for where it is. Cool. But then I do commend for the 2022 schedule. They're throwing Homestead in there in the third round.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Love that. Let's get Texas out of there. As I'm okay with that. So at least you're making moves, but it's like, why are we going to such a crazy round 2 to like a 3?
Yeah, I almost feel like maybe Texas should be a cutoff race, and I know everyone's going to hate me for saying that, but at least it would make it more entertaining. It would add like entertainment to Texas. I guarantee those drivers are going to be driving a lot harder, and I'm not saying this cutoff rate. I'm saying like maybe round 1 cutoff or something, something where everybody's still involved and is really driving crazy. Well, it might make Texas better.
Back in the old days, we all know Texas, before they repaved it, could give us those crazy moments.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
It used to be good.
And now we can just take it off the schedule completely.
I do feel like we have some energy going into this Texas race. And I was literally thinking this week, like, man, could we see some craziness this week? Or are we going to see like Kyle Larson win and automatically transfer? Is like
I think the latter is
yeah.
Could we see some guys like getting desperate and like I need to win now on a 20 to go restart, or is it going to be just like, oh my gosh, Larson?
I think the problem is that it's so late, right? That there's not as many guys competing now to get in, and the guys competing I think are the more of the veterans. When you get in like round 1, you're getting the Michael McDowells and, the Alex Bowmans and Christopher Bells, the guys that are like, I'm not going to be able to point my way in. I'm going to have to go for a win here.
Yeah.
They're going to make it crazier.
On lap 20.
Right.
Yeah. I really think Texas will see Joe Gibbs shine. Kansas will see Penske shine out there. And then Martinsville, it's a toss-up. It always is.
Yeah, you might see somebody blocking somebody for the lead, or like that's going a lap down and blocking the leader. But we'll
ruin someone's playoff chances.
I mean, at what point do we get in? We've been teasing the Harvick.
We got to. I've been waiting
for
this all day.
The whole episode is going to be about this. Should we just jump in? And
as someone who's on a neutral side of this, I want to see Ian and Dakota. I want to hear it.
Try to defend the driver.
Swing in the corner. We're dunking in the pocket.
You're gonna be like a politician trying to defend the stance of your driver at this point.
Okay,
And
I
see,
have
it's us against like everybody else because Chase Elliott is NASCAR's most popular driver, and then there's Kevin Harvick. So basically, we got 3/4 of the NASCAR world just shitting on Kevin Harvick right now.
See, I would say initially a lot of people were on y'all's side because I think there's a lot of people that don't like Chase Elliott because of his fan base. That's where I stand.
There's like a little.
This is where I stand. I have no problem
with.
with Chase Elliott. I don't care. He's a good driver. He's young, talented, all that. His fan base gets annoying. I mean, it's just
His
They're
fan base
the
really
Eagles
does
fans
like
of NASCAR.
he took the
his
junior
fan base-
fan base. You know, he took the Hendrick thing, and now he has those guys, and
Dude.
they're all fans of him.
Okay, so before Bristol, his fan base was like already annoying as shit, and everybody was like, yeah, they got the junior fans, it's Chase fans. But now, dude, I've seen like the evil dark side of the Chase fan base, and it's like I'm like, y'all are sick, dude. Y'all are
Dude,
just
they say some brutal shit,
I've seen
man.
some crazy shit in the last.
All right,
couple
like
weeks.
what?
Dude, someone said. I mean, I will say it. Someone said that
Well, how bad is it?
it was bad. It was like getting your head coach job fired bad.
Okay, maybe we won't talk about it. Okay,
All right.
so
Yeah, people were saying stuff about kids and
all right,
Kevin
we're
should
definitely not talking about it. Nope.
Yeah.
All right.
People were saying stuff about his kids. Kevin should, go off himself and all kinds of shit. And it was like, dude, y'all are sick. Like, this is
Dude,
just kid
okay.
stuff.
When I went to the Bristol night race in 2019, and remember that's when Newman was blocking DiBenedetto and caused Hamlin to take that win. There was one guy when we were leaving. And remember that was right after Junior's plane went down and they survived that.
Oh shit!
And this one guy was like, "Man, I hope Brian Newman's plane crashes and he dies." I was like, "Dude, what the
Jesus
fuck?
Christ, dude.
Chill."
So, I mean, dude, it's sick, man. These Chase fans are coming out of the woodwork. And there's this girl I'm friends with on Instagram. She's a huge Chase fan. And she said, I had the most amazing race weekend seeing my least favorite driver crash head on into the wall. And she posted that today. And I said, wow, that's pretty fucked up. Like, how you posted that? Like, and she posted pictures of it. Like, she was at the Roval race. And I was like, wow, you bitch. Like, Jesus Christ. I mean, look, I am all for the rivalry. I am all for the shit talking. If Chase came, I was telling my buddy tonight, I wanted to see Chase get to Kevin that lap. I wanted to see what was going to happen. What was Chase going to do? Are we going to see?
Well, he got there.
Well,
he did get there.
He
got there.
So, all right, let's back it up. Bristol happened. We all know what happened. Some door slinging, some missing lines, and some blocking. And we had the cute little, tussle on.
Who was at fault initially?
Kevin and then Chase. So Kevin washes up into Chase. Chase blows a tire. Chase comes back and sideswipes Kevin. To me, at that point, we're even. Like, Chase, you fired your shot and you missed it, dude. And then when Kevin's tire didn't blow. At that point, like, hey, bygones, we got bygones. But he slows down Kevin. Kyle Larson wins Bristol. We all know what happened. Okay, well, everything kind of, disappears into the sand. And all of a sudden, Chase Elliott spinning on the infield of turn one on the road. And I jumped off my fucking couch, like, of the implications of the playoffs. And I was like, holy shit. Oh, my God. Like, because I knew Kevin was on the bubble. Like, this was huge for us. And Chase Elliott with a blown tire spinning on the infield. Like, oh, my God. Well,
he just had a blown tire and he was just spinning?
Yeah. Then
that's all that happened? Okay.
And Kevin's punting the 9-car into the wall.
Yeah.
And I was screaming like, this is fucking awesome. Like, never forget, rise above. We can do this.
Never forget when you started shit with a driver and then fucking. All right. I'll hold.
Okay. Look. I don't even want to say it, but this was like Earnhardt-esque. Like, Kevin didn't forget. Fuck you, Chase Elliott. He dumps his ass. Like, I don't care what driver it is.
Kevin didn't forget what. Kevin started it and then kept talking shit. And Chase really was just retaliating.
I don't think Kevin started it.
Times.
I really don't think.
I just give it to Kevin that he did something. Like, hey,
but why?
You, dude.
Why? It was over.
Okay, no. Look.
He was the only one still talking shit. Chase even responded by being like, I'm going to focus on the race. I'm not here for that. And then he still fucking hits him. What was that?
I don't care.
Hey,
I
ruined
love
his
it
race.
For
You ruined his race.
I think we
ruined
all.
his race. Kevin
I
has
will
ruined
say-
Chase's race multiple times.
Chase Elliott put himself in that spot at Bristol, man. He did not.
Chase asked for it, dude.
He
cost
did not
Kevin a
hold
win.
his line. He went under that lapped car, and Harvick was already driving hard because he knew that 9 was coming. And 9 just went above him, and then the 4 went up and got him. That
Okay,
shit
so would
happens.
you not-
That shit happens in
Chase-
racing
look,
all
Chase
the time, and he just gets all wound up.
It cost him a win in 2021. Kevin is winless. Probably going to go winless the rest of the season. It cost him a dub.
Good.
And, well, hey, Chase, you poked me. I'm going to hit you right in the fucking nuts, buddy.
No.
Yeah.
This was
No,
not,
oh,
this is
yeah.
not an
I-
even thing here. This
I
is not an
think-
even thing.
I think-
Harvick was in the wrong. Wait, okay. Up until this point, I
Mm-mm.
was like, okay, they're even. It's settled. Like, that's fine.
Bullshit.
When Harvick put it into him at the Roval, Harvick was way in the wrong there. That was way over the
dude,
line.
No, we all knew this was
To me,
coming.
this was getting even.
This was
That was
we all knew this was coming
I'm going to Georgia. I'm gonna punch you in the face. How was that getting even?
after
Yes,
Bristol.
fuck Chase
Because
Elliott.
he
After
fucked his Bristol race.
He
then
fucking
he got
won
away.
the race.
Okay, Harvick has started it. Harvick has got him back every time. They were 100% even. If anything,
No.
Harvick was
No.
coming out on top here.
No.
No,
Oh,
To me-
big
To
time.
me, putting him
Y'all
in
are
the wall
being
was
so
getting even.
fucking biased.
no,
here.
no,
It's
no,
ridiculous.
no. Even
What?
I'm saying this. I'm unbiased
He's
here. I don't give a
unbiased.
shit.
Yeah, Nick, he
But
doesn't even really
after-
like Kevin Harvick that much.
I really don't.
I don't like Kevin Harvick or Chase Elliott.
2015 Talladega still comes to mind. He's still a dipshit for that. But after Bristol, we all knew it was coming. You could see it in Kevin's eyes. He was pissed the fuck off. That was his only shot to win this year. I'm gonna say it right now. That was his only shot to win this year.
People
was at
never
Bristol.
forget.
At Bristol, and it didn't happen.
It was a bitch ass
So
move.
we
and
saw-
Harvick wouldn't have taken his helmet off afterwards anyway.
So we knew this was coming, but now that Kevin punted his ass, I don't see anything coming from Chase. I think that settled the score right there. And for Chase, he shouldn't even give a shit about Harvick anymore because Elliott advances in the playoffs,
Well, yeah,
and
that's-
Harvick's playoffs are done. So
Right.
I think we're done. I think the score's been settled here because Harvick got the bigger penalty out of all of this.
So Kevin dumps Chase Elliott, and at that point, I'm like, all is fair in love and war.
Nope.
Well, I'm also
100%
like,
wrong.
they duct tape the shit out of the 9, and I'm
Right.
like, okay, he's still rolling. This is not good for us. And I think I texted the group and all my other friends. It was like, that 9's gonna get us. That 9's about to junk our shit.
oh
Like,
yeah,
when he
Yeah.
gets to us, this is gonna be. But I was also like, hey, this is gonna be great drama, great TV, great.
Right. I was like,
content.
if Chase doesn't fucking punt him when he gets
Yeah.
to him, then he's a bitch. Like forever.
So,
Yep.
so
This was his chance to do
I
it.
feel like it was coming, and then he hits L2 Intimidator, and it looks like Kevin locks up the left front, drives it head on in the fucking wall, embarrasses us and the whole fan base.
I've never seen Harvick do something like this. This
I
is the
think
crazy part.
I can't really think of something either where I was like, dude, what the fuck?
He's
I
usually
listened
not
to
like
the radio-
intimidated by another driver like
I
that.
listened
I
to the
was
radio,
jaw drop shocked, boys.
and
I
Timmy-
could not
Timmy
believe it.
Kiowa was like, so it's like a half a lap ahead, and Timmy was like, hey guys, we got in the wall. And I was thinking, like, oh, we scuffed the wall. Like, we scuffed the wall, like we're rolling. And he was like, yeah, Kevin, get out, it's on fire. And I was like, what? Like, that's what I heard. And I was, and like, it's like half lap behind, they're coming to the line. And I'm like, what? And then I just see Kevin lock it up and hit the wall head on. And I was like, no!
his
No!
controller disconnected. His controller
Dude,
disconnected, and he just
Straight
pancaked the shit out of it.
Brad Cade the first turn. It was-
Yeah. I was waiting for the first turn
The
too.
thing
I was
is,
like,
is
someone's
like,
gonna do it.
If Kevin never dumped Chase Elliott, and he just did this, it would have been like, oh, mistake on a veteran, whatever. But the fact he dumps Chase Elliott and looks like a damn badass, and then does this, just goes wiped out all that badass shit you just did,
Right in
just
front of
wiped-
Chase Elliott, too.
Yeah, wiped all that back off Twitter, and
then retracted some.
yeah,
Because
oh,
Chase
yeah.
didn't even have to do anything. That's the
No,
thing.
it was-
He just
it
drove
was
up near
embarrassing.
him.
It was embarrassing
I mean,
as hell. And I don't know, Chase intimidated Kevin. I don't know if he was looking in the mirror. I don't know if the left front wouldn't turn. But it was we're out of the playoffs. It's over.
okay,
But
here's a big topic though that you kind of glossed over. The fender coming off the back.
Horse shit.
Okay. So
Do you think NASCAR, as Harvick fans,
all right. Look,
What do you think
unbiased
NASCAR
Harvick fan.
Yeah.
This was a load of horse shit. I think everybody in the world thought this was a load of horse shit.
Oh,
He's
really?
the
A
golden
Harvick
boy.
fan?
He's the golden
Dude.
boy. That
You know, how
literally
many
proved
races-
he's the golden
How
boy.
many races have we seen where dudes bump parts are flying off and they black flag them all the time?
Everybody else gets the call,
Yeah.
but it's because
If
of
Chase
Chase
gets
Elliott.
But
Black
their
flag,
excuse
going
was
both-
that you don't need a bumper for a road course. Yeah, but
Yeah,
you
bullshit.
can't have a piece of it just hanging off the car when it can cause a caution at any moment. William Byron was in the lead. Boom. It falls off, brings out a caution, basically screws his teammate out of a playoff spot potentially. So
Chase Elliott would have gone laps down if he had to pit.
Okay, but
Yeah.
let's be real here. All right, Dakota, specifically, I'm talking to you. You wanted the drama. If I think NASCAR thought about this and they said, if we let this play out, this shit's gonna get crazy.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
the
I don't know if
caution
it was
Chase
the
Elliott.
NASCAR. I don't know if it was the Golden Boy thing as much as it. I do think NASCAR likes Chase Elliott. I don't think that's that's
a given.
very obvious.
Well,
They
a
like
little
Bubba
too
Wallace. They like
much.
Chase Elliott. Yeah, there's certain drivers NASCAR just loves. That's a fact. They loved his dad too. But I think honestly, at this race in that moment, they would have let anybody fly because they knew how crazy shit was gonna get if he caught Harvick.
I can see that too. But that's the thing is I want to see consistency. I don't care. I don't give a fuck who the driver is. I don't care if it's Kyle Larson. If it was Kevin Harvick, black flag the motherfucker.
They're not going to be consistent in a situation like this.
No.
They want it to be entertaining.
They were
I
like,
think-
ooh, yeah.
I think they wanted to throw that caution. They wanted that. They wanted it to fly off so they could throw the yellow.
Their
Have
NASCAR
bunched,
Twitter,
it bunched them
NASCAR
back
Twitter
up,
page
and all hell
posted-
broke loose.
their NASCAR Twitter page posted, it's
Yep.
just a matter of
You know?
time. And with Chase Elliott's bumper flapping with the yellow flag and shit.
Right.
It's like, how does your Twitter handle post, hey, we're about to throw a caution soon because that is going to fall
Because
off.
it's pure entertainment. I mean, at the end of the day, NASCAR is like an entertainment thing. It's not pure racing. It's
hell
way
no.
more about
They,
entertainment.
they lost the pure racing when we
Long
introduced this
ago.
550 horsepower bullshit. So
Dude, it is what it is. So Kevin wrecks it in the wall. And at this point, now I'm like, okay, so Kevin's out of the playoffs. We were to the good at the moment. Now we're out. Now I feel like, and then Chase drops his whole little Christmas chant, whatever. And it was cute. And, it is what it is. Now I feel like it's like, okay, now we're back to where we were before the race. I'm like, do we let this go? Does Kevin get him next year? Does Kevin let it go? Does Chase do something? But I'm like, hey, okay, let Chase be leading at Martinsville and Kevin's going a lap down. I think things get interesting.
I don't think so. So
Really?
because Kevin's the one who punted his ass. I think that settled the score right there.
Thank you.
You're looking at you.
Do you think Kevin Harvick pulls over and lets the 9 by?
No, you're not gonna do that.
No.
He's still gonna race.
He's gonna make it
He's
so
gonna race
difficult
them like a
for him.
That's
dick.
what I'm saying. I'm not saying he wrecks them and dumps them. I'm saying not Matt Kenseth style. I'm
Okay.
saying he races the dog shit out of him.
Yeah, he's gonna race.
I
the
don't
dog-
think he likes him. Yeah, I would say
Yeah.
at this point he
It's
definitely
been
doesn't like him.
years of Chase Elliott driving Kevin Harvick like an ass. Like Kevin Harvick has had problems with Chase Elliott before, where Chase Elliott
Kevin
just
Harvick's
gets-
had problems with everybody, though.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Yeah, well, I would
That's
say
had
more
issues with
years
just
ago
about everybody.
when
Fuck
Kevin
everybody
was
in the
more
club.
crazy. But
No,
now
I
that
do-
he's a father, he's kind of calmed down a little bit. And now we got
doesn't
another
take his
kid that's
helmet
trying to
off,
ruin his
right.
time.
I would love to see a Martinsville though. Kevin hold up Chase. That I think
it'd
that
be interesting.
I would just be Bristol all over. It would be
At this
Bristol.
moment, I feel like we're in the final 8. Like it's championship time. I'm not even going to speak for him, but maybe Kevin has some dignity where he's like, "Hey, this is for the championship. I'm gonna let bygones be bygones, but next year, motherfucker,
Right.
watch the fuck out."
He shouldn't.
Like,
he shouldn't prevent a championship. That's just fucked up.
Yeah,
That's way
like,
over the
hey-
line. He's a vet. I think he knows that though. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? He's been around long enough to
but
know.
I'm also like, if he dumped him at Martinsville, I'd be for it.
Oh, I would.
I'm all for it.
But
we're
here's
gonna-
the
me and
thing.
Ian are going to be there. I would lose my fucking
Here's the
mind
thing.
if that happened.
If he dumps him at Martinsville, the only thing Chase Elliott can do at that point is box him. I mean,
Yeah.
straight up.
They,
Oh,
Chase
no,
you'd
Elliott
have to
has
fight.
to get out of his
Dude.
car and fight him physically.
I feel like we were about to get it. Like I was like, Chase is gonna get back to him. They're gonna dump each other and take each other out of the playoffs and fight on the infield. Like I was all for all of that happening. Like if he's gonna dump us, let's fucking take the damn helmet off and let's go.
He just had to have a brain fart.
No,
and
here's
just-
what's going to happen is Kevin Harvick won't take his helmet off.
Well,
You see, he didn't want to take his
Man
helmet
take his
off
mask
at Bristol is because he wanted to tell him what's what. Maybe Kevin Harvick didn't want to fight. He just wanted to tell him, like, hey, kid, you don't fucking do that, dumbass.
I don't care. Take your helmet off and
Batman
talk to him
doesn't
like a
take his
man.
mask off, bro.
Take your helmet off and talk to him like a man. He used to do it. I don't know why he stopped. He didn't take his helmet off with Joey Logano. He won't take it off with Chase Elliott. I don't understand. He used to do it.
I don't know, man. He's old. He's getting all up there. Like he can't do this anymore. He just can talk about shit.
Man,
I
he's like
will
mid-40s. He can't fight someone that's like 26. He'll get his ass whooped. Come on, man. He doesn't have that much
It's
energy.
Chase Elliott. It's Chase Elliott. He should be able
anybody
to beat
could
him
beat that pretty boy up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
come on.
old man strength is a thing.
It's not Daniel Suarez. It's Chase Elliott. I think he can handle it.
I will say though, after this was all said and done, I think it was pretty funny of Kyle Busch to call Kevin Harvick a dirty driver, like
Right.
Kyle Busch hadn't done
Right.
some crazy shit back in his real rowdy
The
days. I
psycho
found
of
that,
Kyle Busch
Yeah.
was called Kevin Harvick dirty.
I found that pretty ironic right there.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
All right, so is it over? Is the rivalry done?
It
No.
should be.
I just think it's on pause. I feel like it's like, hey,
But do
It
you
was-
really think they put it on pause and wait an entire offseason and
No,
then respark it? That's tough.
no,
I think we'll see it
feel
throughout
like-
the years. I think
feel
it's going to
like
be another
over.
Gordon Earnhardt kind of rivalry.
I feel
No
like it's
way.
over, but if an opportunity presented itself at a Bristol or Richmond or something, maybe Kevin doesn't press the brakes as hard. I don't know.
Here's the thing. I do not think it's a Gordon Earnhardt rivalry. I know
No,
a lot of people have been
no.
saying that, but
If it
is
is, it's
technically the
embarrassing.
closest thing we have to it right now. I'll admit that.
So that's the thing too. Take me being a Harvick fan out of it. This is awesome for the
Yeah.
sport. Before
Right.
the playoffs, we weren't talking about anything like this.
Right. It's not the
so
best, but it's the
I
best
don't-
we got right now.
I don't care who
I'll
it
take
has
it.
to be. Let's see some rivalry. I want to see guys bumping doors. I want to see guys hitting bumpers, spinning each other out. I want Dale Earnhardt, Rex, Darrell Waltrip at Richmond. It was a whole thing, and I want to see this stuff. I
really,
What
who
the
I'd like
sport
to
was
see in a
built on.
rivalry and like a big heated thing. I feel like Bubba Wallace would be good in something like that. He
Yeah.
gets pretty heated. He threw the water or whatever at what was that? William Byron.
It
was
Alex
Bowman.
Bowman.
And
Same
then
person.
the people on Twitter were so funny. They were like, "He's hurt. You can't throw water at him
Assault.
like
How
that.
dare you?
Like how dare
He's
he?
a woman.
How dare he spray water on this
Well,
guy's
he did
face?
hit Jeff Gordon. That's a no-no.
Well,
But
he hit that old nurse lady too.
yeah, but I think Bubba would be pretty funny. He gets pretty heated. That
Well,
guy.
Oh,
he
yeah.
takes it out of Twitter too. So let's take Twitter out. Denny Hamlin's big on this too. Denny Hamlin just talks crap on Twitter.
The only people it has to be a championship contender because if we talk about Earnhardt Gordon, that's why I think maybe the Chase Harvick thing can kind of work because they're both championship contenders usually
I
every
feel like
year.
we almost had a
Yeah.
really good one with Kyle Busch and Joey Logano. Like,
Yeah, that
everybody
was-
hates them. So let's watch the two bad boys fight it out. Like,
Well, it was
Yeah.
the same thing like 10 years ago when it was the Keselowski Kyle Busch. Those two hated each other for the
Yeah,
longest
that-
time.
that
And now
was
that
great.
one's kind of simmered down too. That
the
was
Okay.
only one that was scary was like the Carl Edwards Keselowski because they were both psycho.
Oh, they were trying to kill each other.
They were
Yeah,
trying
that
to
one was-
kill each other.
That one was like, all right, this is enough. Like,
All right. Well, we almost had the best rivalry of all time. Did you see the post-race confrontation between Tyler Reddick and William Byron?
oh, dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry. No, I'm
He was
sorry.
about to cry. Tyler
Yeah,
Reddick looked like he
dude.
was about to cry right there.
And that's another thing too is like we got these.
They were both
sweethearts-
so polite.
We got these sweethearts out here, like, dude, I am so sorry I bumped into you. I did not.
And he's like, you know what? Honestly, just an honest mistake. I'm really sorry. I'll try not to do it next
Yeah.
time. And he's like, I'm just frustrated about it. And he's like, I totally understand. He's like,
Yeah,
okay.
I want to
It's
see
just
like
two choir
wow,
boys,
fuck that,
man.
dude. I want to see.
That was like a Canadian argument. It was just
Yeah.
two guys agreeing the whole time.
I'm not your buddy, guy.
Yeah, I'm not your guy,
Oh.
friend.
Dude. It's just so I'm so glad we got something to talk about too. It's like the playoffs are also building, but it's like, hey, look at all this hot gossip. And then also,
Yeah.
I feel like all this drama just overlapped that Larson just took this whole dub to the dome.
Kyle Larson won.
Kyle, yeah. The dude was.
Dude, with alternator issues, I was like, oh my god, if Kyle Larson misses round of 12, like what?
There was a chance.
I was
Yeah.
talking about it on our show last week. I was like, is there some concern for Kyle Larson? They were like, no, he's a shoo-in for the next round. And then all of a sudden, at one point in the race, Kyle Larson's below the cut
He
line.
was
I was like,
-5.
oh,
I was like, oh my god,
what's
dude.
going
If-
on here?
I didn't know if they were gonna fix the car either.
I'm gonna
I
be
mean-
honest. If Kyle Larson didn't make it, it would have been the best argument to end this playoff system because
Well, the
he
playoffs
has
are
been
off
the
next,
best. He has been the best driver all season. And I saw some
Well,
people
you go
arguing,
back to
like,
Harvick last year. Go back to Kevin Harvick last year. 9 wins on the season. Doesn't even make the championship four. That's enough to exploit this joke of a
Right.
playoff system that we have. So yeah. But no, if
How
Larson
dare
missed it, holy shit.
I would have started to kind of, because I like the playoff system. But if he missed it, I would have been like, you know what? I kind of see what y'all are saying here. Like, you can't have the best.
I just
The
feel like
keyboard
you could do
warriors would have came out in full
Like, maybe we
command.
should guarantee the regular season champion all the way to the Final Four or something. Like, I don't know. It's just
That's iffy.
See, with me,
But
I like the
you
original
can't-
chase format before they started like
Right.
eliminating drivers. Just at the end of the regular season, get your 12 best drivers, have them duke it out, no elimination, no bullshit like that, and then there you go. That was
Well, you got to admit it makes races like the Roval
Yeah, it
a
was.
lot more interesting.
I like the playoff format we have now for that excitement level, but the legitimacy of a legit champion, it
only
kind of
problem-
goes off. Goes out the
The only
out the
problem
door
I
with that.
have is that each round you restart the points. That bothers the shit out of me. It's like,
Mhm.
okay, we rewrite the points and now Kyle Larson's plus 42. I'm like, what the?
Yeah,
Oh,
you only
look-
keep your playoff points. That's so dumb.
You look
Well-
at the point. Look at the points now. Kyle Larson's plus 65 entering this round of 8. He's already got a full race advantage worth of points
So that's
already.
the thing
So
is, I feel like they should re-rack round 1 with your playoff points from the regular season, la-di-da.
and
then
then
after the first round, like second round, re-racks off your first round's points. Like just totally go off your first round, however the hell that went. And then third round goes off your first and second points or the second round's points. Who knows? I just hate that you restart the third round like, oh, plus 65. We're good.
I will say, Dakota, in our last episode, I said Kyle Larson would win, and I picked the 4 drivers that would not make it.
You did
Perfectly.
and you called it, and you're a bastard. And you said literally, I was like hoping I couldn't bet against the 4. I said to, and literally before Kevin KO'd himself, Keselowski was out and Kevin was in, and I was like, dude, I fucking called it. I literally was like, oh, this is gonna be so good.
Brad
And when
Keselowski's, he's done everything he's had to do. He doesn't have.
He's
I mean,
not scrapping, dude.
this
He's
is the
not
round that's
scrapping.
gonna fuck him because I just don't think he's got
Yeah.
the speed.
But that's what Brad K always does. He does what he has to do.
He just
And
slides
you
in there
forget about him,
silently.
and then you're like, wait, he's had like 2 wins, 3
Yeah.
wins this season, and
Dude,
you're
he
like,
finished
wait,
usually-
second. He finished second last year at Phoenix. No,
he usually gives himself like a 3 race win quota for the season, and then he checks out for the rest
He's
of the
a
year. He's like,
sleeper.
"Eh, got my
Yeah.
3." But yeah, he's
Big time.
a sleeper for sure
He's a
because
heavy hitter sleeper.
that speed of the 2 car just hasn't been there. And with him going over to Roush next season, it's just like, they're probably not giving him the best shit anyway.
But
So
they made it this far.
they made it this
I know,
far. Martinsville's a really good opportunity for him to go steal himself a win and lock himself in to that championship for. So
Dude,
I would like to see what Keselowski does here.
I really
next
do
round.
think if a Penske driver is going to win the Cup, it's going to be Blaney.
Dude, I
been
feel
the
like
best.
Blaney is a
He
big,
has.
big sleeper here. Like, can you imagine like Ryan Blaney, 2021 champion? Like, what?
I think this is like the perfect round for Ryan Blaney.
Yeah,
The 2 mile and a half, and then he's good at Martinsville. So
yeah. I definitely could see him get. I think honestly, it's Larson cruising. I think Hamlin's a solid second, and I think that third and fourth is up for grabs.
it's going to be a dogfight.
Yeah.
Well, while we're talking about playoffs, let me just recap. So in the last round, like I said, predicted it perfect. Kevin Harvick out, Christopher Bell out, William Byron out, Alex Bowman out, and now the situation we're looking at is Kyle Larson, number 1, Denny Hamlin, number 2, Martin Truex Jr., number 3, and Ryan Blaney, number 4. Just outside the bubble is Kyle Busch at 5, Chase Elliott 6, 7, Joey Logano, and 8, Brad K.
That's so stacked, dude. That is so
There's-
stacked.
Literally anybody could be in that final.
Yeah,
four.
any of these guys right here. I think this is one of the best 8
Yeah.
that we've had
Well,
in this
there's
There's
playoffs
no
in a long time.
weaklings here.
No.
There's no weaklings.
The points margin is like, Larson's up there, but like 2nd to 8th is just like a couple.
Well, here, let me tell you. So yeah, Kyle Larson is plus 42, but then at number 2 with Denny Hamlin, it's plus 7. Martin Truex Jr. plus 6, Ryan Blaney plus 1, Kyle Busch minus 1, Chase Elliott minus 2, Joey Logano minus 11, Brad K minus 16. One race will change all of that.
Oh, yeah, it's all right there.
It makes Texas so important. Like,
this
in the win is crucial right here.
This is why I do like the round of 8 here, because for the first 2 rounds, it's like, okay, you can put together a nice top 10 run and you're going to be okay. This is where this round of 8, it's top 5s, top 3s, and wins, and that's how you're going to get yourself into the championship 4. It's really, you got to go out and win a race.
Who's going to win? Who's going to win? That's what it comes down to.
Who's going to win? Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is, say Martin Truex wins Texas, or Brad K or Joey wins Texas, they're in, dude. And that's one thing I'll give for the winning you're in is like one of these guys in the top 8 wins Texas. They don't even have to do anything. They just got to go to Phoenix, and that just made like whoever was on the bubble get eliminated. So Ryan Blaney out or Truex out is like, dude, like it just makes it the pressure build all the way to Martinsville.
Well, if we're gonna keep this trend of this year's playoffs going, it's gonna be Denny Hamlin who's gonna win at Texas because he won.
Kansas will be Kyle Larson.
Yep, and then Martinsville is just gonna be who doesn't wreck each other and who crosses the line first.
Well, that makes even like the Roval just was with the barn burner, suspense of the points changing every lap. It makes Martinsville the same way. It's like every point matters.
Okay, Dakota, and y'all can get in on this as well. We're going to do our race picks and all that for the next episode before the race. But each round we've done this, just early predictions is who's the first 4 out. I guess this time we can say who's the 4 in.
Line? Yeah.
Who's the 4 in, yeah.
Yeah, because this is what we've done each episode when it's right on the cups of the next round. We've done an early prediction. Like I said, predicted a perfect last time. No big deal. Who wants to start out?
We'll let the boys do it.
Okay, you're gonna let the guys start. That's so nice.
We're gonna put us on the hot seat. For me, your 4 are pretty much almost set for me. Kyle Larson's getting in. Denny Hamlin's going to get in. I don't think Martin Truex Jr. is going to get in. Really? I think it's going to be Joey Logano who steals that spot.
I could see
and then I think Joey Logano is going to win Kansas because he's very good there. He won there last year. And then my 4th driver, I think Ryan Blaney's going to get in. I think he's been the best Penske car all year. So yeah, give me Larson, Hamlin, Logano, and Blaney fighting at Phoenix for it.
Okay.
I like it.
Ian?
Yeah, my 4 out. Nick, I agree with you. I don't think Truex is going to go in. I don't think Joey is going to make it in. I mean, really haven't seen like too much raw speed from that guy this year. It's been kind of a dull year for Joey.
He's kind of been there. He's like 6.
Yeah, exactly. And same thing with Brad Keselowski. So I honestly see Kyle Busch taking one of those final 4 spots for sure. So I got to say Larson, Hamlin, Kyle Busch, and Blaney. That's my final 4 there.
Okay.
So you could argue that the speed of the 18 has kind of been off too. He's gone to victory lane, twice this year, 3 times this year?
Mm-hmm.
But
one thing I always said,
the only race that Joey's won this year was the freaking Bristol dirt race.
Joey's done this shit before though, where it doesn't look like he's going to be relevant. Oh, maybe his championship year.
He just wins Kansas.
He won. He wins races that he needs to go out and win. Nobody saw Joey Logano in 2018 making the championship for, let alone winning the fucking thing. So that's why it could go either way. So Kyle Busch could easily get in, but
if the 18 is rolling and the wheels are fucking up, you never count the 18 out. Always
he went to victory lane at Texas last year in this race, so
So
he's hard to bet against.
It is very hard to bet against. And here's another thing too: is people are like, I hate it. One race to win a champion, that's bullshit. But I'm like, dude, it's a sudden death steel cage match. That's what I love about this is winner take all. Beat the other guys. And
it's just 4. It's not like the whole field can win the championship.
I see so much criticism that that's not fair. And it's like, no, it is fucking fair. Bring your best shit and win the race. That's how you win the championship.
As long as it's not like a road course.
I love it. I love it.
Or a short track, because
I'm here for it.
Or a super speedway even.
I will say that having a practice session and having a qualifying session at Phoenix is just going to make this even better, because the final 4 drivers, they're not lining up 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, they could if they qualify that way. But you can have a guy miss their setup, and you can have a championship 4 guy starting 15th or something like that.
Imagine if we had that all year long. Oh my god,
that'd be wild.
Yeah, it'd be wild. Could you imagine a full season of practice and qualifying?
A regular season? So Dakota's final 4. All right. Clearly, I believe Larson's cruising if he doesn't win Texas or Kansas already. I think he's going to be in. I think Hamlin has shown that he's probably going to take the throne from Larson and be a championship favorite at Phoenix. He's won there recently. He's the shit. All right. 3rd and 4th. Martin Truex has tons of wins at Kansas and tons of wins at Martinsville. I think Martin Truex makes it your 3rd place in the playoffs, the top 4. It's the 4th place is the very big decider. I don't think Joey has the pizzazz. Brad's been sneaking in. Who knows? Fuck Chase Elliott. I think he's going to have a disaster final round. And it's Blaney is there, but does he have the balls? Don't sleep on the Kyle Busch 18. I think the 18 takes the 4th place ride. And you have 3 Gibbs cars versus a Hendrick car for the final 4.
Wait, so who's your 4th?
Kyle Busch.
Okay. Yeah, Dakota, you were going down the exact rabbit hole I was thinking. I'm gonna
recognize real, bro.
Yeah, the top 4 right now looks really solid, but it wouldn't be fun for me to just say the final 4 we have right there. Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr., and Ryan Blaney.
Kyle Busch has won at all of these tracks.
Yeah, I know. I got to take one out just to make it more interesting. And I've said early on that Ryan Blaney is my sleeper pick to make it to the final 4. But now when it comes down to it, I'm booting him. He's not staying on my list anymore. I'd love for him to make it because I think he adds an interesting choice.
Makes it, I'm rooting for him. You know?
Yeah, because he it's a different guy in there. It makes it real fun. I don't know if y'all keep up with college football. The playoffs
I'm always
this year.
fan of a new champion, even
exactly like the playoffs this year. I think Cincinnati will make it. So I love that idea of like the 4th guy coming in, and he's usually not there. Unfortunately, I got to drop him out just because I'm not sure if he'll get it done. I hope he does. Not sure.
Blaney is good at Phoenix.
Dakota's gonna hate this, but the 4th I'm picking there is Chase Elliott.
Ooh.
Yep.
The only thing I ask for is when we go to Phoenix, we have some very strict regulations on inspection, and we don't just fail cars and send them in the back and let them race for no fucking shit's given.
Well, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Hey, he failed inspection 18 times, man. Let it race.
Yeah.
That whole race last year was rigged.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think it'll probably be Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr., and Chase Elliott with Kyle Larson as the favorite to win. I think Kyle Larson will just win. Denny Hamlin, this is your year, but I don't think you got the balls to do it. I think Kyle Larson does.
Ooh. Now, the thing is when Kyle Larson doesn't win this championship, everybody's going to be like, that's what's wrong with the system. Kyle deserved it. And it's like, dude, just shut the fuck up. Like, just watch the damn thing. Watch it play out. God damn.
Yeah, it does make it more interesting that he hasn't won it, because if we didn't have it, he would have already won it, and it would have been, what would we be talking about now?
Dude,
Honestly.
But if Larson wins it is the ultimate comeback tour, the vengeance.
Yeah, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, it is, swinging past your knees, rock hard, badass. Like, that would be so cool. As many Larson wins we've seen, I'm like, ugh, he won again. But then I'm also like, hey, Larson won again. Good for him.
Right. I haven't been mad about it.
I'm also cool with Denny Hamlin winning. I kind of want to see him get it done and check it off. But I'm also scared of the arrogance we get from Denny Hamlin once he gets the championship. It's like he's already a bad pimp daddy in the garage. It's like, Martin Truex, he's a champion. I have heard enough of Truex fans. Blaney would be cool. Blaney would be a cool new champion. Penske gets another championship. Kyle Busch, enough said. I don't really want him to see him win, but I think he'll be there. I won't even talk about the 9 car. 22. If he makes it and gets it, I would be surprised. It'd be good for him. He does 6 burnouts. 2, the Brad Keselowski. he does. I mean, he's going out last ride in the 2. If he made it and won the championship,
That would be sick if he
That
won the
would be a
championship. I'm not
hell
gonna
of a
lie.
way
mic
to
drop.
go out. Yeah.
Yeah. Peace, y'all. I'm out.
Later,
Have
Penske.
fun.
I'm taking the fucking cup with me.
Yeah, it would be kind of cool. So I think that's all the scenarios I think about.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that wraps it up for this episode. And the next episode we'll do probably like Thursday or Friday. We'll actually talk about the next race.
Texas, you're a home state boy.
Maybe I'll be there. I might get bored and
Really?
just drive up.
Are you feeling froggy?
Just by myself. Just drive up by myself. Which, by the way, if anybody hasn't gone to a race by themselves, it's like one of the best things ever.
It's bittersweet.
Yeah,
People underrate.
It like you'll be like, man, I wish my friends were here, but you're like, I'm gonna go do whatever the fuck I want.
I'm gonna do whatever
Yeah.
the fuck I want. I'm gonna sit by myself. I'm gonna drink my own beer. I'll meet strangers if I want to. It's actually really fun. You
It
meet
is
a lot
surreal.
of fun.
You're like, I can go do it. Like, I think I'm gonna go do it over here.
If it's a close race to you, 100% recommend trying it. I do it every once in a while up to Texas Motor Speedway because nobody wants to go to that fucking race. So sometimes I just drive up by myself and have a good time. I might do that. Like, I might just buy a ticket on Sunday and just drive up there in the morning.
I'm sure they'll be for sale.
I might do it. We'll see. It's literally going to come down to like, do I have anything better to do on Sunday than have to watch a race at Texas Motor Speedway?
Yeah.
Right.
I imagine sitting there, seeing and smelling it and hearing it would be better than watching it on TV.
It's 100% better.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just like Atlanta.
Oh yeah.
How
I
dare
can't
you
wait
say
to
It was
that.
just like Atlanta when
Martinsville,
everybody, the first Atlanta race this season, me and Dakota, we left the track and we're like, man, that was a badass race. And everybody's just like, man, fuck this race.
Shitting on it
This
on
is the
Twitter.
worst race. And we were like, oh, that was not a good race. We had fun.
Yeah.
Well, that's the
I
thing. That's just the big thing. Going to a race in person, it will always be better than watching it on TV. It doesn't matter. All the races that I've gone to, I've loved them all because
100%.
you're at the fucking track. Like,
That's how you become a real race fan. Is
yeah,
when you go to
right.
the track and watch the race. That's when you're like, this is what I love doing.
Yeah.
Dude, these boys are going to Martinsville. I'm so freaking jealous. And
Are you jealous of me going by myself to Texas Motor Speedway?
Yeah,
Are you
I
jealous
am a
of
little
that?
jealous of that. And I'm done going to races. Everybody's going to freaking races.
Yeah,
There's
you've
one
been
on
to you've been to
Halloween,
enough
I think.
this year,
Dakota,
buddy.
you've only gone to a third of the fucking races this year.
That's enough.
All right, boys. Why don't you do one last shout out for your podcast? Let everybody know where they can find you, all that good stuff.
Yeah, guys, make sure to check out Stock Car Spectacle. Our show is on YouTube. We do weekly shows. Make sure to check it out. We're also on Twitter, Instagram. We just made a TikTok as well. Make sure to follow us on there, guys. We appreciate the support. Thanks for having us on, guys. Chairgatin is awesome.
Yeah, this is badass.
The boys.
Absolutely. We love to support podcasts that support NASCAR. And last time, 10% discount code Yeats. YeatsOfficial.com, 10% discount code Chairgatin. Check it
Hell
out.
yeah.
Thanks for coming on, y'all. And Dakota, thanks for finally showing up.
Yeah, sorry, I'm in bumfuck Egypt and there's no fucking internet.
Yeah, we'll have you boys on soon as well. That'd be
Hey.
awesome to have you guys on for the show.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Anytime, brother.
All right.
Hell yeah.
All right, y'all.
Peace.